Hello again. Let's continue another question. How can I use emptiness to understand the feeling of the body? I think sensations are useful for meditation. So I think he's talking about sensation of the body. I think there is this emptiness in the body and the sensation. I'm not really sure what kind of question it is, and maybe you guys understand this question. But let me answer according to what I understood. So he's asking this question, how can I use emptiness? So emptiness, if you guys are new, the emptiness is in a Buddhist philosophy. It is talking about this empty of ego. Now the question might become, what is ego? No? Empty means empty of ego. What is ego? Ego is collection of idea. Collection of idea. Collection of self. Collection of thoughts. Collection of information. So, when you think of ego, it's a little abstract and don't know what is really ego. So let me explain. For example, the concept of me. Right now I'm talking to you and I say I'm Chogyal Rinpoche. And you might be thinking like, okay, you are Chogyal Rinpoche. So if you are meeting me first time, when you are looking at me, and you will start to make a concept of me like, oh, he is Chogyal Rinpoche. If you know what is Rinpoche means, then you start to already have your projection about understanding of what does Rinpoche means. And while you are looking at me, so you start to creating a concept of this person according to the limited information you have about me. If you know me, some of you know me for 5 years, 10 years or more, then you will bring all the information about me, the way you heard about me, or you maybe saw my Facebook, or maybe other video in YouTube, or maybe you were in my teaching, and so you will just collect all the experience and information about me since that you met or heard about me first time until today, and you are just projecting me. You are trying to see me through that lens, and you're creating that, oh, Chogyal Rinpoche is this person. So each one of you, maybe there are like hundreds of thousands of people, so have different Chogyal Rinpoche in their mind, So the interesting about you, each one of you, for example, that ego is that you think that who you are. Let's say if you ask me who are you, I might say I'm Chogyal Rinpoche. So what is really happening while I'm saying I'm Chogyal Rinpoche, I'm Chogyal Rinpoche, I'm Chogyal Rinpoche? So I'm bringing all this since my come to this earth until today, that all the experience and emotion and thoughts and this everything that what I have done, I'm bringing together and just making a sense of who am I, and I'm just telling you I'm Chogyal Rinpoche. I born in 1985, 4th of March. And then age of 5 I went to monastery. And then, I spent 10 years in monastery. And then I spent 10 years in Buddhist Institute. And then I went to Mount Kailash in Tibet for 3 years, 6-month retreat. And then I came back and I've been traveling all over the world and teaching meditation and Buddhist philosophy. And then I have done this in social work in Nepal, BIA Foundation, Sesong Orphanage Home, Nepal Buddhist Association. So I will just tell you that everything that what I have done, all the event that happened in my life, and then if I go deeper, like, oh, you don't know what happened with my childhood, and this and that. So everything is just information, that what I told you about me, and that's how I try to make sense of this Chogyal Rinpoche, that me. So that's nothing but a collection. It's a collection of ideas, the sentence, the information, and I'm giving that meaning for that there's let's say countless, or let's say hundreds, thousands of millions of information, and I'm just gathering all together and make a sense of this is me, my identity. But if you really go deep into that, dive into that information, you will not find so-called my past. It is just in the memory, or it is just the information. And even that information, you will really not find. It's just my past. Is that really exist? That is the big question mark. Because Buddha's teaching is all about impermanent, anitya, everything change, anitya, everything change. Which means that each and every second of my cell in my body, it is just vibrating, it's just changing. But that minutes ago, that I'm here and talking with you, you might be looking at me and he's the same guy 1 minute ago or 30 seconds ago, but the reality is each and every cell of my body, in every nanosecond, it is just changing. And it's just changing, which means that each and every cell is renewing itself, and it's just each and every tiny, the cell is just vibrating, it's just changing. And my thoughts are every nanosecond is just changing. And it's just changing. And of course, my emotion, my feeling, my sensation, everything is changing. So that is more or less, the concept of ego. Ego is not really exist, but we are really try to give an identity of this, that past 20 years, 30 years, and this last many days and hours and minutes and seconds, and that we are trying to make a sense of this is me. Do you understand what I mean? That's why we call it like a collection of idea, thoughts, story, and that is called I, and that's called ego. But you deep dive, dive deeper, you will not find something called I, because it's just collection of the illusion of past and of future. So in the very present moment, if you go deeper and deeper and deeper, you will find this empty, the empty of ego, that you will not find the ego independently by itself. It's just a name for that collection of idea. You call it I or ego. So that's the explanation of emptiness. But the question is, how can I use emptiness? Let's say empty of ego, empty of ego. So let's say now empty of ego, normally we say liberation. What is the emptiness? Means liberation, because empty of ego. Because ego creates that duality, the concept of that you and I and it and all this duality. But emptiness is non-duality. Emptiness is pragya, the wisdom, the truth. So now empty of ego, let's say you realize that ego is empty. That's called emptiness. Now that state of mind, the state of non-duality, state of emptiness, or state of empty of ego, that awareness. So how to understand the feeling of body. Now, one thing what I wanted to tell you here is, you don't have to really understand the feeling, You don't have to understand the feeling of body. The feeling of body is always there. As long as your physical body is there, there's a feeling, no matter you even realize ego is empty. The sensation will be there, as you said, like a sensation is important for meditation. So, sensation of body will be there as long as you have physical body, even you are liberated. It doesn't mean you are liberated, which means that empty of ego, that you don't have a physical body or you don't have a feeling. The feeling will be there. The feeling of body will be there. The sensation of body will be there. But the only different that who realize the emptiness and how they are experiencing the feeling of body or the sensation of the body, and those who don't realize the ego is empty, or who are not liberated yet, and how they are feeling the body or the sensation of the body, the different here. So normally, we all know that, we normally think the body exists and body is solid and body is when I was 5 years old, I was this kind of boy, and now I'm 37 years old, and I'm quite still strong. So we have this illusion that 20 years ago I am the same body, I just grown up a little bit, or yesterday somebody like a kind of punch on my body. Today I need to go back and I have to revenge. So as yesterday, the body is same as today. Do you guys understand? Are you following me? It's quite important here, because if you are not realized person, or if you are not realized that your ego is empty, or if you are not liberated, you still believe that yesterday's body is the same as today's body. That I have the same body 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 1 minute ago. But the reality is, every second, every nanosecond, that each and every cell in the body is what? Vibrating. What does that really mean? That means it is changing itself. It just changes. It doesn't stay the same. Every second, every nanosecond, it just changes. So, why I'm trying to say that? Because if you are not liberated or not realize the ego is empty, you will feel the body is the same as yesterday, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. As you're feeling, you might have a thinking like, yesterday I had that feeling. I like to have it today, the same feeling. So as that yesterday that you had a feeling, it's almost like it is just there. You have to reactivate it, kind of. So you still have this belief that yesterday you had the feeling, but the reality is, yesterday your body, the cell of yesterday is not there. The feeling of yesterday is not there. Thoughts of yesterday is not there. The concept, the emotion, nothing is remained today. What happened yesterday, it's just gone. It's just not there at all. Or 1 hour ago, or 10 minutes ago, or 1 minute ago, or 30 seconds ago. Just everything is just changing. So the body is not the same. Feeling is not the same. Even the sensation, every nanosecond, the sensation changes. The impermanent change. So if you are not realized person, or if you didn't realize the ego is empty, or if you are not liberated person, you still have attachment toward your body, your feeling, your sensation, and when you attach and you give a name for that attachment, like you have this chain of sensation, you think it's the same I, the chain of the body cell, and you believe it is the chain of the cell of the body, and you believe this is the chain of the feelings. It's just me, the same me from yesterday, what I'm feeling. And the chain of the thoughts, and you give it name as a soul or atma, like, oh, that's me, I am here 20 years ago, I'm the same one. So then the problem with this, the same body, the same sensation, the same feeling, you can't do meditation. Meditation, so the beauty of meditation is, in the meditation you have to always stay in the moment. In the moment. In the moment. That every sensation, anyata, impermanent, it just, So actually in the meditation you are really looking at the truth of changing of your feeling, your cell or body, or your sensation. It just go, it not stay, So as soon as you have attachment or attach toward the last sensation or the last feeling or the last thought, you are making a chain of thoughts, chain of sensation, a chain of feelings, and that chain we call it samsara, because that is the ego. It's nothing but the ego, and you're giving the identity as a me. The chain of feeling is me. Chain of body is the me, the chain of sensation is the me. So that creates a dukkha, unsatisfaction, the suffering, So to answer the question directly, the realizing to how to use this emptiness, the empty of ego, is to really the thought feelings are changing, it's a anyatya. It's just anyata, like a changing feeling every second, every nanosecond, and it's not you, it's just gone, it's just past. And how to use the emptiness to understand your body, and it's just impermanent, it just change, it's just every second. So just let it go, don't be attached to last cell of the body or the sensation. So how to use that emptiness, the empty of identity in the body, in the sensation, in the feelings. So then that old sensation, the body, the feeling, it will help you to be more realized. The truth of the feeling, the sensation, the body, and then it will become a advanced meditation. That is called vipassana meditation, or the laktung, to see the truth of your feeling, of your body, of your sensation, and that's how you can use the empty of ego in the to see the body, the feeling or sensation, and that's a real advanced meditation. Thank you for listening.